Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And in just a few minutes, as always, we're going to have Rich Levinsky on the line with us, talking about consultants in the workplace. He's got a great topic this evening, one that is exceptionally good for the new year. Really a good one. Rich has so many years of experience in that business, he just knows it backwards and forwards. Lately, we've been spending 10 seconds every evening in gratitude. So think of three things that are making you grateful. Go. 10 seconds of gratitude. You can't be unhappy when you're grateful. Just can't. Try to do that 3 times a day, too. Good. What I wanted to finish up this evening was I've been doing the past number of weeks some of the things that a particular author had written about that have cost people jobs in the interviewing process. And the last one he discusses is too many jobs. That has been a problem since I've been in this business, since I started in 1973. Just too many jobs. More than 3 jobs in 3 years is usually connoted as too many jobs. It's funny that the average job in 2004 in America lasts 3 years. In 1973, the average job in the United States lasted 3.6 years. It hasn't changed much. But there are a couple of things you need to remember about it. One, when people are nervous about hiring people and hiring is tight and they're very, very, very careful about hiring, they're more concerned about you leaving a job than they are you getting a job. When hiring is fluid, candidates come and go. They hire somebody and it doesn't work out, it's no big deal. If they're looking to replace somebody and it's been a difficult process, they're very, very careful and they're extremely sensitive as to why you have looked for a job. And a job every 3 years is pretty tough to handle. I know there are plenty of reasons of why you took a job and plenty of reasons of why you left a job. And there are always lots of reasons. And to you, they're very good reasons. But to a prospective employer, he or she is always going to be concerned as to why you left the last jobs you've had. If you don't know why you left them, or you left them for frivolous reasons, you're going to leave them for frivolous reasons. I can't tell you the number of placements that I haven't made and the number of people that I haven't placed because of their lousy reasons for leaving their job. And they had just plain too many jobs. The only way you can deal with that is to have good reasons for leaving the jobs you've had and recognize those reasons, some of those reasons, as mistakes. That's the way you have to do it. You have to recognize them as mistakes. If you don't recognize them as mistakes and you justify them, it'll be a sure way to get refused the job. And you'll get turned down, I guarantee you. Pick out one or two of those jobs as mistakes and explain to the employer that that was a short job. Taking that job was a mistake. Looking back in it, I made a mistake, but I learned from it. And this is what I learned. The only salvation you can have is the fact that you made a mistake. It isn't much salvation, but it's the best salvation you had. Now, there isn't anybody in business that has never not made a mistake. Everybody's made mistakes. You've made mistakes. Employers have made mistakes. Everybody, in fact, if you don't make one mistake a day, you probably aren't doing your job. But you need to recognize it and admit it was a mistake and then drop it. Now, you've had 6 mistakes in a row, you may come across as having poor business judgment, and that may not be very good. But 1, maybe 2 career mistakes you can get away with, especially if you learned good lessons from them. And if they were monumental lessons and good lessons, they could be justified. And I've seen many candidates overcome mistakes by learning lessons and having those lessons be very meaningful to them. It's when a person makes mistakes, blames the other guy, blames somebody else, puts the employer at fault, and does that 2 or 3 times in their career, that they shoot themselves in the foot. And it's something that they can't overcome in the interviewing process. So it's something you have to use your own judgment about. But you better take care of it, because if you've had too many jobs, you have to meet them and overcome them and be able to deal with them, because the employer is not going to forgive you very easily. Too many jobs is one of the most difficult things for most candidates to overcome. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Beshara with the Job Search Solution.